My name is Colleen, and this is my kitchen. Believe it or not, this was me 4 years ago. I struggled with my weight my entire life. And finally, I came to the realization that diets don't work. By simply eating healthy and moving more, I was able to lose over 100 pounds. I started at a size 26W, and within about a year and a half, I went to a size 12, no W. And best of all, I've now kept the weight off for over 2 years, and counting. So now here I am in my kitchen showing you how you can eat healthy and lose weight just like I have. Because if I can do it, you can too. Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're starting early in the morning. I'm running out the door to work right now, but I want to get started on a great slow cooker dish. It's a soup. We're going to be making a sweet and spicy tenderloin and bean soup. I think you'll really enjoy this. Super easy to make. Let's get started. Our soup is going to start with a ½ pound of pork tenderloin. Now, you can't find tenderloin in ½ pound cuts, but what you can find is a tenderloin in a 1 pound cut. Cut it in half, cut a ½ pound off, use ½ pound in this soup and throw the other half into the freezer for a later dish. And then for my beans, I'm using navy beans. Now I used 1 cup of dry navy beans, just cooked them up. You bring them to a boil in about 4 cups of water and let them continue boiling for, about 45 minutes to an hour, and then just put them in the fridge and water overnight, and they get really nice and reconstituted. So this is gonna make about roughly 2½ cups of cooked beans, but it's 1 cup dry. Then I have ½ a red onion. I quartered it up, sliced it really, really thinly. I have 2 tablespoons of blackstrap molasses. This is going to add a sweetness as well as kind of smokiness to the dish. I have 1 tablespoon of honey. Again, that's where some of that sweetness is going to come from. Then I want 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. This is going to add a little depth of flavor and help build that smokiness from the molasses. For our spice, let's use ½ a teaspoon of red chili pepper flakes. And then I'm going to press in 1 clove of garlic. You can mince this in as well. You know me, I love my garlic press. Makes it so easy. Next, I have 4 cups of homemade salt-free chicken broth. I'm going to pour that in. It's going to cover that whole tenderloin there. And now let's finish this up with a nice generous pinch of salt. If I was using a store-bought chicken broth, I would leave the salt out at this point and just season it at the end. And that's because the store-bought chicken broths are a lot higher in sodium. And then I have a sprig of sage here, fresh sage. I'm just going to take my scissors and trim that in. This is going to give me, probably around a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of sage in here. And that is it for now. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this. I'm going to let it cook. I'm going to let it cook for 10 hours. You want to let it cook for at least 8 hours on low. I have a programmable slow cooker, so I can program it for either 8 or 10. There is a temperature difference. So I'm going to cook it for 10 hours, and then I'll come back and show you how we finish this up. Well, I've come home from a long day of work, so let's go ahead and finish this up. Our pork tenderloin has cooked up beautifully. I'm going to go ahead and take that out, put it on my cutting board, and then I'm going to use a couple of forks to shred it up. Look how that just falls apart. It is so tender and juicy. This is going to be absolutely delicious. Once I get that shredded up, I'm going to go ahead and put that back into the soup. And then for a finishing touch, I want to add some greens. It'll add some nutrition and it'll also add a nice burst of color. So I have here 3 ounces of fresh baby spinach. Now, could you use frozen? Yes, you could. It's going to make the soup more watery. I really prefer to go ahead and use the fresh. And so what I'm going to do is push that in there, and then I'm going to put the lid on here and let it sit for about 15 minutes just to let those leaves get nice and soft. And here we go. Sweet and spicy tenderloin and bean soup made in our slow cooker. Totally fix it and forget it dish. Love coming home to those kind of dinners. I'm going to go sit down and enjoy my meal. I hope you'll give this recipe a try. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time in my kitchen.